After that was... Ah, yes. Even worse. 108th place by Tomato Johnson, Getting Up.
Oh, you have to beat this one again.
I do.
Oh, no.
I hit the button. Reset. It's not fun. Also, yes, this is the 20th Century Fox music. Who ported this? Yoshi in the house.
Yep. Yoshi in the house.
Yoshi's Island 2. Getting Up. Man, I did not want to have to play this one again. But I have memory from last time. So, as we play, like, think about all the good stuff I've said about Mario's in the past, and think about the stuff that this one does, and how it's not good. For many reasons. So the first thing is, there's a bunch of blind, or obscured jumps where thwomps will fall on you from above. There's just a shitload of munchers, the palettes are bad, the music is bad, we're pretty sure that it's just a sound test. And, well, as it turns out, this guy is basically a troll designer, because he's entered like 4 contests of ours in the last, like, year or 2, and all of his levels are like this, on purpose as far as we can tell. You'd think, oh, well, why don't you just, like, this, you know... Also, I'm taking a hit there because I have no idea how to get around that, otherwise. Well, why don't we just disqualify him when he enters? Well, you can't really do that kind of thing because you don't know. Also, you don't know who they are. We have all of our judging was anonymous.
Yeah, I went back and checked the VLDC level he submitted, and it was like, oh, yeah, no, that was bad.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about any of that. Also, I'm gonna put a midpoint here because this level has no midpoints, and we're about to do something. Okay, in theory, this is not a bad idea. I kind of liked it when I had the revelation of what I need to do here, but it's just a pain in the ass. So we need to bounce off this thwomp all the way back up there to get off the top. Problem is, well, there's a few problems. If you try to jump off of him from where you were, like back up here, see, can't really make it up.
Yeah.
So you can't jump off of him to get up. You have to follow him down. What this means is, in order to beat the level, you need to follow him all the way back up to the top and jump off of him before he falls back down. Hmm?
You basically have to play the level twice.
That was a cloud. Yeah, you basically play the level twice. But the thing is, you can't go too fast and you can't go too slow, otherwise he will despawn. So you have to play at a certain pace while keeping him on screen. Or at least in a certain vertical range.
Mm-hmm.
And then, once you get to the top, you have to hope that you've gone at a good enough pace that he will be in place. And then, you also have to jump on him at the right time so that you actually, like, get the bounce. Last time I did it, well, it took me a while to get up to where I put down the save state midpoint. but I didn't take too long to get it otherwise, so look forward to me having trouble doing... And that's it, yep. Oh, I love video games. I love this site
I'm playing Rune Factory 4.
Did you name your dude yet?
Yeah.
What'd you name him?
Leon. It's okay, the thought despawned anyway. This level's so bad.
You know, Leon's not a bad name for it. That's fine.
Yeah.
If it hasn't been mentioned before, Ty is notoriously bad at naming characters.
Yes.
And you see exactly what the problem is.
Oh no.
Remember, no midpoints. If the midpoint just existed there where the mushroom was, I would, you know, this would go up in score. Not that much, but it would go up. At least feel a bit more fair. I go too fast? No.
The crunchy-ass music, by the way, seems to be an instrument test. Because it's playing the same notes of every instrument in the vanilla
there we
lineup.
Go. As you can see, like, how tight that jump is. It's not, like, whoa. It's not, like, incredibly tight, but it's annoyingly so.
Yeah. Yay!
So yeah, that level kind of is awful. Getting up. 24 out of 100. This level felt terrible to play, partly because it was almost nothing but precise jumps, and partly because it was so awful to look at. Seriously, the palettes and music here do the level no favors. The colors actively hinder visual recognition, and the music is just droning and boring. The music also seemed to be affected badly by sound effects that were happening. Note blocks had glitched sprite frames. There are a lot of moments where the player simply can't see what's ahead, and will only learn thwomp placement by taking damage or dying to it. I have no idea how to get past one jump in the beginning without taking damage, even after a couple dozen attempts. Then we get to the vertical race against the thwomp. It's a neat idea in theory, but it's not fun at all in execution. You have to balance going fast enough to beat it back to the top, and not despawning it by going too fast. Racing the thwomp wouldn't be so bad if the segment was shorter, or if it was the first thing you did in the level, but no, you have to play 2/3 of the level to get to it, and then the last third is repeating the middle third for the race. And there was no midpoint either. Had an interesting idea with bad execution, but poorly designed overall. It's like we said in the middle of the playthrough. It's just that idea is not inherently bad. It's just everything about how it was done was not enjoyable. Yep. Anything else to add before we go to the next one?
Orange and gray isn't inherently a bad combination, but boy did that make it look bad.
Alright. Let's see what's next. 91st by Crises 96, Crystal Forest. Ah yes, the one that I beat I beat with a... Well, you'll see. Yoshi's Island, very small. So, this level has one big flaw in it, and it's basically at the beginning. Oops. Okay, well.
Good job.
The big flaw is right here in this segment. So, first thing, we need this springboard to climb a ledge outside to continue. That's fine. So to get that, we need to knock it down somehow. So if we come over here, we will find a shell. Also, we'll find a mushroom here, but I'm going to skip it. For reasons that'll become apparent in a moment. Let that guy jump out. So we need to jump from here back to those clouds, and boy, this jump is not fun. This jump is way too precise. So there's two things that you can do. You can either do that jump somehow, or you can do what's not fun either and die to the statue sitting on you, apparently. Alright. I was setting up for like an explanation and everything, and then I die in a different way than expected. Alright, so basically the other way is to do a vine, or to hop across using the vine while holding the shell. Because you can climb stuff, you can hold stuff and climb, well, like this.
Yeah.
As long as you throw something upwards and you're on a vine, you can climb while holding, or you can catch something and climb with an object. So that's like the only safe way to get through there. And then you have to throw the shell, hit the block, not catch the shell, and then also catch the springboard.
The moving platform is what makes this really, really difficult.
Wow, I got it in one. I better get through this.
That took you like 4 times last time.
No, we didn't even get it last time.
No, eventually we came back out, and I'm like, can't you just spin jump on that enemy?
Oh no, oh no. Okay.
Turns out there's actually
There's a big boo that hides out. Oh no, I didn't go right.
Well, you can show it off now.
God damn it. I thought there was a rope up top that I would land on or something. That's why I didn't hold right. The Bowser statue is devious. Anyway, there's a big boo over here.
It'll be our platform.
We discovered you can basically, with the right like positioning.
I think last time you bounced off the statue onto the big boo.
Yeah, I did. But we got pretty lucky doing that, so like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it. However, if I am gonna try that, I may as well have an extra hit. Obviously, this is not the intended method to get through, but I really hate that shell section down below, and it's so out of place. Like, the rest of the level is moderately challenging and everything, but, like, it's just not. It feels so bad. Damn it.
That's right, it feels.
So, Ty, why don't you tell me about how VLDC judging went? How was the experience?
Way more stressful than it should have been, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
I feel like I should just go back to trying to do it normally. Normally, quote unquote. Ugh. Okay. At least the second half of the level is not as bad. Or not even the second half, but just everything that comes after this opening.
Yeah.
Like, there's a challenge to it, but it's not as terrible to work with.
Really, I thought the Dark Forest would be the stumbling level, not this one.
It kinda was.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sounds so annoyed.
It's so annoying. That's why.
That's fair.
Like it's twofold here. It's the fact that this jump is so annoying to do because the inputs required for that kind of a shell thing. I mean, it's not super complicated, but it's enough that it's painful. That would have been funny. I will say that. Okay. So, like, jumping and doing the shell transfer onto the vine in such a small place there, such a small clearance, is just nice Kaizo springboard on my part.
You did it. That poor Boo. All he did was want to help you get up there. And you ended his entire career.
Right. I didn't know if that would work or not. I just wanted to see. Okay, so there was a segment back there, just kind of, you loop around to find a key so you can stand on the key. I didn't even know if that would work.
I'm glad it did, because that's what I suggested last time, and you're like, no, I could do it because I'm big, I don't even need to go get the key.
Yeah, if I'm big, you just need to rub Mario's head against the bottom tile of the pipe, and he'll go through. It'll bisect him, but it'll be fine. That silence, that just like, I wonder.
We be digging. I love digging chucks and line guides. I don't know why. They just work really well together.
Which is funny because I feel like they don't, and I feel like I know you've made levels with it before, but you know, I feel like they don't work well together actually. Just because Dig and Chuck takes so long to dig his first rock.
Yeah.
So you have to like artificially stumble the player.
But
so
to me, what makes it work is if the player's writing a line guide, you always can time when the rocks will fall.
Almost
that's
always.
Up to you, the designer.
Alright, Boo Cloud. I think it kind of works like you're saying, but it's not perfect. I feel like Dig and Chuck's kind of they're not like super precise about when they actually dig. Anyway, Boo Cloud. The way to handle a Boo Cloud is to just run because they stop having collision after a screen.
Because they were intended to be used in the swimming level.
Okay, that went well on the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boot cloud is used only in a swimming level in the original game, so they didn't bother programming the collision detection for anything beyond, like, the 16 tiles left and right of Mario whenever they spawn in. Crystal Forest? Yeah. 44 out of 100. I don't think the opening search for the springboard added anything to the level. In fact, it definitely hurts the level. The ceilings in the cave are way too low, requiring duck jumps and prayer to make the jump back to the clouds under the pipe while holding the shell. Excuse me. And then if you make the jump, you have to make sure you catch the springboard and not the shell. Did you know that Big Mario can just completely bypass your key required pipe? Now we know a springboard that allows it too. As long as Mario's head is in line with the bottom of a pipe, you can push Big Mario into a sideways pipe. So I ended up skipping that. There was also no real indication that the midway point was going to be in that pipe during the line guide segment. I saw the path under the pipe and assumed it was a bonus path to take, so I didn't get the midpoint at first. While the level gives off a really cold vibe thanks to the graphics palette and music, I found the palace to be too monochromatic to easily distinguish what was solid and what was passed through. Additionally, the palette on the background in the caves was dark enough that the line guides themselves were obscured, so I wasn't always sure when the path was turning in some cases. Overall, it felt unfocused with the springboard hunt at the beginning, then the key hunt, and then the line guides with drop-in chucks, and the boot cloud. Tighter focus on ideas, get rid of that opening cave entirely, it's useless, it drags it down. Just focus on all the rest of the stuff. Like after that segment, I think I was annoyed, very annoyed by the opening part. But the rest of it is not that bad. It's just kind of unfocused.